I think I have shared these images with you. This contains what you have to read for the upcoming mid exam. Have you seen this? এগুলো কি আপনারা দেখছেন যেগুলো দিছি?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You can ask question if you have any kind of questions regarding these topics. আপনাদের কোনো প্রশ্ন থাকলে জিজ্ঞেস করতে পারেন আর কি, এখানে যদি যা যা আছে পরে যদি না বুঝেন। এটা আমি ইংলিশেরটা হচ্ছে ছবি তুলে দিছি, বাংলাতেও দেখেন হচ্ছে সেম জিনিসগুলো দেওয়া আছে। আচ্ছা, তো let me ask you a question. um, what is instance variable and static variable? I think I have shown you the use of a static keyword, then final keyword and static final keyword. এই তিনটা কি দেখছেন আপনারা? স্ট্যাটিক ফাইনাল আর হচ্ছে ফাইনাল কিওয়ার্ড দেখাইছিলাম না? হ্যাঁ,
লাস্ট ক্লাসে তো আমি ছিলাম এই মাশরাফি আছস?
আগের ক্লাসে না হচ্ছে আগের ক্লাস খেয়াল নাই। ওকে, যাই হোক। ওকে, there are different keywords like static, final, and you can use both at the same time. That is static final. Okay, if I go to the book, here is static variable. Uh, then static block. You do not need to study this static block part. Static method. Check this out. Then final variable, final method, final class. You have to study all of this. Okay. Then obviously the static final. Now what static does is static variable is not a part of a object. Okay, it is actually a part of the class, and all the object created for that class share the share the static variable or the static method equally. Okay, so if you want to access any static variable or any static method, you have to access that with the help of the class, not with the help of that particular object. Okay, and instance variable means the basic variable. Okay, basic means the as usual variable created or declared in a class. Okay, like if I say this integer answer is a, no, not this one. um, Let me, if you declare a simple usual variable, um, let me show you. Okay, here you can see inside this doc class there are three variables: name, age, and legs. All of these are instance variable or a basic Java variable. Okay, uh, and if you use this static modifier, if you use this static modifier, then the variable will become static, and if it is static, then you cannot access the static variable with the help of the object. Okay, for example, um, here you can see the university name is static, so you have to use the class name. Okay, this is the class student. This is not any object of a student class, like what happened in this one. University name was an instance variable or a simple variable, and we had to create a object of this student class to access this student name, right? Or use this student university name. And when we made made this university name static, we can directly access this variable by the help of this class student. Okay, and if you watch this static method, here this sum is a static method. So to call this method, we do not need to create any kind of any sort of object of this ex class. We can directly call this method by the help of this class name. So this is what static method does. This static method or static variables are actually shared among all the objects, or you can say this is a property of the class, um, not any particular not property of any particular object. So this is what static variable or method you can and I think you have proper knowledge of the instance variable also, so make sure এটা ভুলে গেলে কিন্তু হবে না, ওকে? এটা এটা একটু মনে রাখেন। Okay, now okay, I think all are covered. So today I will show you uh, I'll show you an example actually, huh? Right? uh, I'll show you a practical example of all the pillars of OOP and its uses. So let me open the IntelliJ IDEA ID. You can also open with me. Let me create a new project. Okay, I want why okay, there was a mistake. Okay, today I will try to build a bank related project. Okay, so let's first create a package. The package will be account. Inside the accounts package there will be different kind of um, accounts. Okay, it can be a savings account, or it can be a fixed deposit account. And as both of the classes are same, we can also create another basic accounts class, and these two classes will implement all the or inherit all the properties of that accounts class. Accounts. Oh, sorry. Now the account class can contain any string to store the account holder name. Then it can store total balance, then the fixed deposit can contain another variable like total fixed deposited amount. Okay, and this one may have a monthly expense limit. Okay, this one can have another one, date, um, date of final withdrawal. You cannot um, what is okay. Okay, date of final withdraw. You cannot withdraw any money before this date. Savings account, double. It will have a monthly expense limit. Uh, it will have a yearly charge. Okay, forget this monthly expense limit, and it will also have a daily transfer limit. Okay, this one can have account opening date. Import the class account opening date. Okay, done. So we have already seen the inheritance, right? Okay, yeah, it can also have some method. It can also have some constructors. Let me create a constructor for this. Okay, there can be multiple constructors, okay, with the same name, no issues. But for each of the constructors, you should have a different number of parameters, okay. For example, we can create another constructor, and there we can use only two parameters. Okay, now this is not allowed that you create another constructor and just change the parameters name. Maybe I use this one only. Okay, date equal to opening date. Why this one is showing error? You will take care of those later. Here we can also create few constructors. Let me generate. We can create many more constructors, like we can also pass anyone. We can also create another one, like just replace with total balance. Okay, it will be double. We have to match the data type, obviously. Okay, this one is actually saying us to create matching constructor. Generate constructors. Okay, so what I have done here is, okay, we can also have a default constructor. This is called default constructor if it only does the account creation. Okay, if I do not use this, there will be no issues now. Okay, as I have created a default constructor, I can now actually um, neglect the, okay, you can see there is now no error because before I declared this default constructor, they were saying that I have to create matching constructors uh, as the parent class. But when you declare this default constructor with no parameter, you will do not need to overwrite them in your child classes. Just remember this so that in future you do not get any kind of error. Okay, to keep the code clean, let me delete all this, only keep two constructor. Okay, all of the things that I am saying, everything is written in the book, in Bengali, in English, whatever you want to read in, just go through the book. Okay, now constructor means actually uh, it will actually help you to create the object. Okay, right? Animal, sorry, accounts equal AC equal to new accounts. Okay, if I do not pass any kind of argument, the constructor, this constructor, default constructor, will be called. Okay, and it will create a object of the account class. If I pass variables like what it accepts, string, double, and date. Let me create a date variable here. Okay, this new date class actually returns today's date, okay, current date of local time. So what I have done here is I have created a object of the account class. And why I was getting error, because this account and the main class both are in different package. So no modifier, I have shown you in the previous class that no modifier cannot actually um, allows access of its property in other
স্যার
packages.
কাইন্ডলি একটু জুম করলে ভালো হতো স্যার, মানে
Zoom na, okay.
লেখাগুলো পড়ে দেওয়া স্যার। ওকে স্যার, ইটস ওকে।
Okay, so we do not need to see this. I am actually trying to create a bank related kind of software. Okay, so
স্যার কোড করে পরে 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 একটু জুমে দেখাই দিন, জি স্যার।
okay,
ওকে স্যার।
okay, uh, okay. Now I will make okay. Till now, what we have seen that uh, how to actually use the inheritance property of Java class. There are many more things we can. Okay, we can create a class for of this fixed deposit account. Import this one for the class. Just keep the cursor over this. Okay, then click on import. Or click import class. Why it is not working? মাঝে মধ্যে ঝামেলা করে। ওকে, ম্যানুয়ালি করি। এখন আবার শো করতেছে, ঝামেলা করে কেন? Okay, now it has worked. এরকম প্রবলেম কেন করতেছ? Maybe this one is outside this one, that's why. Now look, this savings account only had these two variables, monthly expense limit and daily transfer limit. Now, but I can still use other properties like account holder, account open rate, uh, and if, all the properties the account class had. this is called actually inheritance. হ্যাঁ, আমরা হচ্ছে আমাদের প্যারেন্ট ক্লাসে যা যা ছিল ওইটা হচ্ছে আমরা চাইল্ড ক্লাস থেকেও অ্যাক্সেস করতে পারবো। ওকে ওকে ইনহেরিটেন্সে আরও অনেক কিছু আছে, দুইটা জিনিস আছে। there are two more thing, that is ওটা অবশ্য ইনহেরিটেন্সের না, ওইটা আমরা পলিমরফিজমে দেখবো একটু পরে। Okay, inheritance means basically this thing, that is there is a parent class, there are few child classes, so the child class actually inherits all the methods and variables declared in the parent class. This thing is the inheritance simply. Now I will okay okay, account holder name, okay, do not total balance cannot be negative, right? And we want to apply some rules to set this total balance, or we just want to check what data is going to be inputted for this total balance. It cannot be negative. We will check if the input balance is negative, then we will reject this, or we will throw an error. To do this, there is something called the getter and setter methods. Okay, so we'll create a setter method, void set total balance. We will take a double input, double total balance. Okay, this dot total balance equal to total balance. This dot total balance means this one, the property of the class, and without the this keyword it represents the argument or the parameter of that function. Okay, now there is no restriction, we can use this setter method to set the total balance. Okay, if I show you accounts sa equal to new accounts c dot set total balance, we can set anything. Now we want to check whether the balance is a positive value. To do this, we can use any kind of we can use a simple if else block. Okay, now check total balance is greater or equal 0, that means a positive value, then we will only allow to change the total balance, else print that your balance cannot be negative, or the balance cannot be negative. The balance cannot be negative. Now if I pass minus 1000, let's see what happens. Okay, it is not actually, it is actually throwing or printing that, showing us that the balance cannot be negative, but still we can set a negative value. Okay, still we can set a negative value and it actually works. Now to prevent this, we have studied the encapsulation property of the object oriented programming. In that we have seen 4 keywords, right? Public, private, protected, and the no modifier. So if I make this private, I have told you that private properties cannot be accessed outside the class. Okay, so we can access this thing inside this class, account class, as you can see that I have used this total balance here. There is no error, but outside that class we cannot actually use this. Okay, already it is showing error. If I run this, it is actually throwing an error that total balance has a private access in the accounts, so we cannot use this, but still we can use this function. Now if I pass a negative value, then it is actually throwing an error or a warning, and if I pass a positive value, okay, the total balance is set to 1100. Okay, so why we are able to use this one was private, but this function is not private. This function has no modifier. We can make this one public also, so public can be accessed throughout all the packages everywhere in the project, right? That's why we are able to use this. Now this is the main reason of actually the use of the setter and getter method. And also how you can actually print your total balance here. S out ac dot, you cannot call the total balance. Okay, this one was private. Now you have to create another method. This is called getter method, so it will return a double, as total balance is a double variable. It will get, function name will be get total balance. It will simply return total balance. Okay, this function can be public also. Okay, this function will be public as well. Now we can call this function get total balance to show our total balance. Okay, you can see clearly the total balance is here. ওকে, এটাই আসলে ছিল হচ্ছে আপনার ওই এনক্যাপসুলেশন আর হচ্ছে এনক্যাপসুলেশনের যে আপনার রিজন, হ্যাঁ, যে আমরা হচ্ছে যাকে তাকে যায় তা হচ্ছে অ্যাক্সেস করতে দেব না। ওকে, উই উইল নট অ্যালাউ এভরিওয়ান টু অ্যাক্সেস এভরিথিং, রাইট? That was the main concept of encapsulation, and I have already shown you an example, right? Okay, now there are many other encapsulation keywords like public, private, protected. If and everything has different access levels, right? So according to the access levels that is asked uh, to you, just use the required encapsulation keyword, okay, for that particular task. Now let's see the polymorphism. Okay, we have already seen a polymorphism here. You can see we have two functions or methods with the same name, accounts, right? Accounts and accounts. This one is also a type of polymorphism. This one is the constructor polymorphism. Here we have seen the method overloading. Okay, method overloading. Method overloading I can also show you here. For example, these fixed deposit accounts may have two integer variables, integer a, b, c, and integer d, f. Okay, or a function, just we don't need this, a simple function. The function will return a sum, integer sum, integer a comma integer b. It will return total sum. Now this function only accepts two variable. We can create another function with the same name, and this one will accept total three variables. Okay, total three variables. This one is also an example of polymorphism, and this is called method overloading. Method overloading occurs in the compile time. Okay, compile time means when you just click on this. Okay, I think you know the compilation and the compile time and the runtime. Compile time means first, when you are writing a code in a high level language, maybe in Java or C++, first the program is compiled into machine language, right? So during this compilation process, all the mechanisms, all the changes requires to do in the code is done. Okay, uh, and runtime means after you got the .exe file or the machine code, and the program is executed being executed, then in the runtime also many changes actually happens. Then the method overriding, uh, there is a this is another type of polymorphism that one actually happens. Okay, so I will show you the method overriding also. So for example, this okay, we can also create a here we can also create some constructor, generate constructor. Okay, so we have created we have created here another constructor for this fixed deposit account class, and this one actually accepts all the variables present in this class and also in the parent class as well. And the super keyword actually calling the constructor um, of this account class, and it is passing the variables declared in this account class. After that, it is initializing the variables used in this child class. Okay, now let me show you the compiled method overriding. Okay, method overriding, that is a runtime polymorphism. So here you can see the set total balance uh, had this kind of rules. Okay, so I want to change the rules in this child class. Now I want to allow in particular negative value. What I can do, okay, let me write the code by my hand. Just copy this one, Control C, Control V. Okay, the variable was actually private. So we can use set total balance. Okay, I want to allow or total balance equal to minus 1000. Okay, I want to allow this minus 1000 uh, for this fixed deposit accounts. Okay, now if I create fixed deposit accounts, FDA equal to new fixed deposit accounts. Okay, I need a default constructor here. if you do not have any default constructor, then you cannot uh, keep the constructor empty, you cannot keep the parameter list of the constructor empty. Okay, so you have to create a default constructor here. Okay, I have created a default constructor so that I can create a empty object. Now fda dot set total balance minus 1000. Fixed, what is this exception? Why? Okay, what happened there? As this class is actually inheriting all the properties of this account class, this function in this class get total set total balance was actually initiated in this class also. Okay, so when I was calling this function, this one actually was calling this one, so it was a repetitive uh, recursive function. Okay, and it was calling itself repeatedly, so we went to an infinite loop, and if I add this super dot set total balance, this function was actually calling the function of the super class or the parent class, this one, and we are facing no kind of error. Okay, and here you can see we have successfully set negative 1000. This one should not. Okay, now this value is actually, this one is actually saying that this is actually saying this one, as we are passing negative 1000 to this account, and there is another checker, and this checker is actually throwing this one. But what my intention was to show you that we can actually change the function. Okay, change the function in our child class, and this is called actually method overriding. Let me show you a very simple method overriding example. Maybe let me create another function print abcd, print void print abcd. This one will print abc. Okay, now in the child class, let me declare this function again, and it will print def. Okay, now if I call this fda dot print abcd, it will not return abc as declared in the parent class. It will declare def as declared in the declared in the its class. Okay, or in the child class. This is called actually method overriding. And if I remove this and run the code again, it will return abc, because this one is a child of the accounts class, and the accounts class had this definition for this print abcd class. And as this class is not um, overriding, overriding means changing the property of the parent class, uh, it will actually use the function declared in the parent class. Okay, so there is no change. Okay, and if I redo what I did and run this again, you will see this fda is actually calling the print abcd method defined in its own class. Okay, so this is actually called method overriding. Overriding means changing the properties of the parent class in its own class. Okay, so method overriding কি বোঝা গেছে? Method over so we have just see the polymorphism techniques. Okay, polymorphism বুঝতে ঝামেলা আছে কারো? Okay, I hope there is no issues in polymorphism. Okay, so far I think we have covered everything. Now it is your job to practice all the codes actually. There is no other solution than practicing all the things by yourself. তাও আমাকে দেখতে দেন, আমি আরো কিছু হচ্ছে দেখাইতে পারি কিনা। অত জটিল কিছু আসলে দেখানো হয় নাই, ইচ্ছা করেই দেখাইনি আসলে, বাট প্র্যাকটিস করতে হবে কজ কোয়েশ্চেন কিন্তু হচ্ছে ইজি কমপ্লেক্স সবই থাকবে। ঠিক আছে, তো যারা হচ্ছে মোটামুটি করতে চান তাদের হচ্ছে সিম্পল জিনিস দেখলেই চলবে, বাট যারা হচ্ছে অনেক ভালো করতে চান, যারা এ প্লাস পেতে চান, তাদের কিন্তু হচ্ছে প্র্যাকটিস করতে হবে যাতে হচ্ছে জটিল জিনিসগুলো আনসার করতে পারেন। আচ্ছা, আমি কি আপনাদের অ্যারে জিনিসটা দেখাই দিছিলাম? অ্যারেটাও কিন্তু দেখা লাগবে, অ্যারের ইউজেস। অ্যারেও দেখাই দিছি। Okay, let me show you example of an array. Now this is a example of a for loop and then simple one-dimensional array. Okay, and what this code will does, this code will basically um, first okay, this one will throw an error. Okay, this code will initialize an array of size 101, 101, and after that the loop actually will initialize the square value at each index. Okay, we can also directly initialize like this, and if you want to print the array using a loop, now using this loop I can also print the array, and I think okay, it should be 4. Okay, I think you have already seen the use of array and use of different kind of loops in your C programming course and also in the C++ programming course, so I'm not going to go in detail. And if you want to declare any three-dimensional variable, what will you have to do is this one will be a two-dimensional array, integer 5 by 5. Okay, now how to access? Okay, this is how you can initialize or you can set a value to a particular index. Maybe this one will be 100, and you can also use this to access that value. Okay, to 4. So what it returns. Okay, and you can also create three-dimensional. You can also create 4-dimensional, 5-dimensional, 6-dimensional, no issues. Okay, and there are many other loops like do while loop, and another one is for each loop. Okay, so I'm not going to show the for each loop today. You can also check this one is present in my given book. Okay, I will just show you another thing in today's class, then I will end the class. Oh, okay, there is an issue. Accounts dot fixed deposit accounts. Okay, when okay, there will be a colon. When you are trying to use a class or a function from another package, this is the way you can import this. I think there is a issue because the package name and the class name is same. Let me change this. Account rename, it will be accounts class. Okay, this IDE is very intelligent. This one supports a very intelligent refactoring. So when I changed this one, the IDE actually changed all its uses at once. Okay, now you can see to use this class in the main method, you can clearly see that main method is main class is actually outside this account class. So and I am actually using one of the class inside this accounts package. So if you want to use that, you have to import that class like this: first the package name, then the class name, then you can um, use this class name to create its objects. And if you do not import this one, then what we will have to do is class. Okay, you can also use this way. That is, first when you are declaring or you are calling, then just use the package name dot then the class name. Okay, this one also will work, but the traditional rule is to follow this way. Okay, just import the class first, then use wherever you want. Okay, now uh, actually you have to practice. Okay, you have to practice. There is no other way to be professional in this course without practicing. I have actually covered all the topics to become in the exam, but if you do not practice, then you will not be able to answer, because I cannot actually directly share the question with you, right? So you have to practice, and what I have shown you, uh, all of them will not directly come in the exam, right? So you have to practice properly. Let me tell you, or let me give you some suggestion, like what kind of question you will face in the mid. Okay, uh, you may given few output. Okay, you may given few outputs, and then you will need to write some code using, and you may have to follow the proper inheritance. Okay, inheritance or proper constructor creation rules to get that particular output. So it will be reverse engineering process type thing. You will be given output, and based on the output you will need to write some code so that the code generates that particular output. Obviously you need to follow some rules given in the exam, and then you will get a code, and you have to guess what will be the output. Then basically most of the question will be regarding writing some particular codes that will follow some particular rules or do some particular task. Okay, okay, that's all. Now you may ask any question if you have.
স্যার আমাদের যে ওই বুধবারে যে কুইজ, সেই
হুম।
কুইজের সিলেবাসটা স্যার,
ও আচ্ছা, কুইজের সিলেবাস।
কুইজের সিলেবাসটা স্যার,
আচ্ছা।
স্যার কাইন্ডলি একটু শর্ট করে দিবেন স্যার।
আচ্ছা, আপনারাই বলেন কি কি নিতে চান। আপনাদের টপিক কি কি আছে তা তো বলছিলাম, তাই না? এখন হচ্ছে বলেন আপনার ওখানে তাহলে কি কি বিষয়ের উপরে সিটি দিতে চান এখন। আচ্ছা আমি বলি, এখন আপনাদের দিলে বলবেন যে শুধু হচ্ছে ছোট একটা দিতে, এত ছোট দিলে আবার আপনাদেরও ঝামেলা। আগে তো পড়তে হবে, কজ কজ হচ্ছে এক্সাম তো সামনে। আচ্ছা আমি বলি দেখি কি কি রাখা যায়। আচ্ছা, দেখেন জাভার মেইনলি হচ্ছে চারটা
স্যার
পিলার
শুভ
আছে, তাই না? আপনার চারটা পিলার, যেমন হচ্ছে ইনহেরিটেন্স আছে, তারপর হচ্ছে কি কি আছে, অ্যাবস্ট্রাকশন আছে। ও আচ্ছা, আজকের ক্লাসে হচ্ছে অ্যাবস্ট্রাকশনটা দেখেন, বাট অ্যাবস্ট্রাকশন কিন্তু আগে দেখাইছি। আচ্ছা অ্যাবস্ট্রাকশন অবশ্য নাই, কজ হচ্ছে ওটা ইনহেরিটেন্স, সরি, ওটার জন্য আবার হচ্ছে অ্যাবস্ট্রাক্ট ক্লাস দেখাইতে হবে। সো ওইটা ওইটা হচ্ছে নাই অ্যাবস্ট্রাক্ট ক্লাস, সরি অ্যাবস্ট্রাকশন হচ্ছে এই মিডে থাকবে না, ফাইনালে থাকবে। সো অ্যাবস্ট্রাক্ট বাদ, ওইটার জন্য ইন্টারফেসও দেখাইতে হবে, সো ওগুলা বাদ। বাকি তিনটা আছে, ইনহেরিটেন্স আছে,
স্যার
এনক্যাপসুলেশন আছে, আর হচ্ছে পলিমরফিজম আছে।
স্যার
এই তিনটার মধ্যে কি কি রাখতে চান বলেন।
স্যার প্রথম তিনটা টপিক দিয়ে দিন স্যার, ওই যে
তিনটা
ওপি বেসিক্স, তারপর জাভা বেসিক্স আর কনস্ট্রাক্টর, তিনটা।
না, কনস্ট্রাক্টর তো আলাদা কোনো টপিক না। মানে আপনাদের হচ্ছে দেখেন, আপনাদের মেইনলি সিলেবাস হচ্ছে আহ, বলছি ওয়েট, কী কী দিয়েছিলাম। আচ্ছা ওপি, বা হচ্ছে ওপি অ্যান্ড জাভা বেসিক্স, হ্যাঁ। দেন হচ্ছে আপনার এনক্যাপসুলেশন, পলিমরফিজম, আর হচ্ছে ইনহেরিটেন্স, হ্যাঁ। মেইনলি আসলে এই চারটা টপিক, এর মধ্যে হচ্ছে আলাদা আলাদা জিনিস পড়তেছে। তো সিটিতে হচ্ছে আপনারা জাভা বেসিক আর হচ্ছে ইনহেরিটেন্স, এই দুইটা তাইলে হচ্ছে করেন, আপনাদের জন্য ইজি হবে। এই দুইটার মধ্যে একদম হচ্ছে প্রফেশনাল হয়ে আসেন। আর হচ্ছে আচ্ছা, পলিমরফিজমটাও দেখেন, এনক্যাপসুলেশনটা বাদ দিলাম, ওটা কঠিন। তারপর জাভা বেসিক, ইনহেরিটেন্স,
আর
ইনহেরিটেন্স
স্যার,
তো সহজই, মানে
স্যার
জাস্ট
দুইটাই থাক স্যার। স্যার স্যার
ইনহেরিট।
সামনে তো স্যার মিডের প্রেশার স্যার, এর মধ্যে অন্য পড়ে গেছে স্যার, এই দুইটা দুইটা
দেখেন
টপিকই
আপনাদের
থাক
কিন্তু
স্যার।
আলটিমেটলি আসলে পড়াই লাগতেছে। আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে, আপনার তাহলে হচ্ছে জাভা বেসিক্স থাকলো, আর হচ্ছে তাহলে হচ্ছে ইনহেরিটেন্স রাখলাম, ঠিক
আর
আছে।
স্যার ইনহেরিটেন্স।
ওকে।
জি স্যার।
আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে, বাট হচ্ছে আপনাদের কিন্তু মিডের আগে কিন্তু ওগুলো পড়তে হবে, সিলেবাস কিন্তু আছে। সো মিড
জি
ভালো
স্যার।
করতে হলে কিন্তু ওগুলো পড়ে আসা লাগবে, ঠিক আছে। ঠিক আছে, ওকে, দুইটাই তাহলে রাখলাম।
ওকে স্যার।
ওকে, ঠিক আছে। আপনারা হচ্ছে
আর সবাই অ্যাটেন্ডেন্সটা একটু দিয়ে দেন সবাই।
আপনারা হচ্ছে
জি স্যার।
চ্যাটে হচ্ছে একটু অ্যাটেন্ডেন্সটা দেন, ঠিক আছে। চ্যাটে এখনই দেন, হ্যাঁ এখনই
জি
রাখেন।
স্যার।
আমি হচ্ছে এখনই নিয়ে নিব। আমি হচ্ছে 2 মিনিট টাইম
স্যার
দিলাম, হ্যাঁ।
দিয়ে
আপনারা
ফেলছি।
55 মধ্যে হচ্ছে সবাই দেন, নাকি দেওয়া হয়ে গেছে? ওকে, 55 মধ্যে আপনারা দেন
আচ্ছা দেওয়া হয়ে
অ্যাটেন্ডেন্স।
গেছে।
আচ্ছা দেওয়া হয়ে গেছে না, ঠিক আছে।